Hi Year 4, I am going to go through your spelling words for this week. I would like you to write down each spelling word and then write a sentence for each of those words. You can do this one by one as we go throughout the video. Once we get to the end of the video, you'll be able to complete your spelling shed assignment and then test yourself using our audio button spelling test. Our spelling rule this week is the suffix ly. And remember, suffix means what we add to the end of a word to change its meaning. When our root words end with a y, we are going to take away that y and add an ILY. When our root words end with an LE, we are going to take it away and swap it for an LY. If our words end with other letters, we are just going to add LY. We don't need to change the word at all. We're just going to add LY to the end. These are the rules we need to remember today to complete our spelling list. Our first word this week is happily. Happily means in a happy or joyful way, when we do something that we enjoy and we happily do it. Happily comes from the root word happy. Happy ends in a Y. So thinking back to the rules that we just looked at, when a word ends in Y, we take that Y away and add ILY. That's how we create our spelling word happily. My example sentence for happily is together they hopped and skipped happily. Write a sentence using the word happily. You can pause the video if you need time to do this. Our next word is gently. Gently means doing something in a soft, calm and careful way. We are doing something delicately so that we don't harm anything. Gently comes from the word gentle, when we are gentle with something. Gentle ends in an LE. So thinking back to the rules that we had at the start, when a word ends in LE, we take the LE away and replace it with an LY. That turns our gentle into gently. My sentence using the word gently is the police officer spoke gently to the crying boy. Pause the video if you need to, but make sure you are writing your sentence using the word gently. Our next word is horribly. Horribly means in a way that is frightening or causing fear to others. It can mean something in a very bad way. If we did something horribly, we could have done it a lot better. We did it in a really horrible way. Horribly comes from the word horrible. Horrible ends in LE. So just like our last word, we need to take that LE away and add LY. That creates our spelling word horribly. My sentence using the word horribly is the witch began to scream horribly as Hansel and Gretel ran from the house. Write your sentence using the word horribly. Our next word is sadly. Sadly means in an unhappy way, or it can sometimes mean unfortunately. Sadly, I have to tell you this. Unfortunately, I don't want to. Sadly comes from the word sad. That is our root word. Sad doesn't end in a Y and it doesn't end in an LE. which means that is our final rule where we just have to add ly to create our spelling word sadly. My sentence using the word sadly: it had been a tough day and Oscar walked sadly home. Write your sentence using the word sadly. Our next word is completely. Completely means totally, in a way that includes everything or the whole of something. If you do a job completely, you've done all that you need to do. There is nothing left. You've done the complete thing. Completely, therefore, comes from the word complete. Complete doesn't end in a Y and it doesn't end in an LE. So all we have to do to complete is add ly. That creates our word completely. My sentence using the word completely is: the hall went completely silent when the Queen walked in. Now write your sentence using the word completely. Our next spelling word is wildly. Wildly means in an uncontrolled or crazy way. If you are behaving wild. Wild does not end in a Y. It also doesn't end in an LE. So all we have to do is add ly to create our spelling wildly. My sentence using the word wildly is: Year 4 charged wildly out of the classroom and into the playground. Now write your sentence using the word wildly. Our next word is bravely. Bravely means you are acting without fear. You are brave and courageous and strong. You are acting in a way that is brave. Brave doesn't end in a Y. It doesn't end in LE. So all we have to do is add ly. That creates our spelling bravely. My sentence using the word bravely is: the firefighter bravely entered the burning house. Now write your sentence using the word bravely. Make sure to check your spelling at the end of every sentence. If you have spelt your spelling wrong, go back and change this. Our next word is foolishly. Foolishly means in a silly way, in a way that is not wise or carefully thought through. So it might mean you are just being a little bit silly and acting in a way that is childish or not mature. But it also could mean that you're acting quite recklessly. You are making mistakes. You're not being careful or smart. You are acting in a way that is stupid and might not be sensible. It comes from the word foolish. When we act foolish. Foolish doesn't end in LE or Y, so we add our ly and create our spelling foolishly. My sentence using the word foolishly is: foolishly, Carl ignored the instructions and pressed the big red button. Notice how I used my adverb foolishly at the beginning of my sentence. Maybe you can have a go in your sentences writing one of your adverbs at the beginning. Our next word is proudly. Proudly means with a feeling of pleasure, happiness and satisfaction. When we are proud of someone, we are impressed and think what they have done is amazing. When we are proud of ourselves, that feeling of happiness is inside us. We are satisfied with what we have done. We think we have done really well at something. Proud doesn't end in LE, it doesn't end in Y, so we are going to add on our LY, creating our spelling word proudly. My sentence using the word proudly is the athlete proudly stepped up to receive her medal. Now write your sentence using the word proudly. This word is nervously. Nervously means in a way that shows somebody or something is worried, scared or concerned. When we are nervous, we feel that sense of worry. We're not sure. We might be a bit scared or frightened and concerned about what might happen. Nervous doesn't end in LE, it doesn't end in Y, so we're going to add on our LY to create our spelling. Nervously. My sentence using the word nervously is, nervously, she twisted the rusty door handle and pushed. Now create